and welcome, my Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your timeless soulmate contract read. I am your reader, Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Hey, my Scorps, how y'all doing? Let's get up in your soulmate contract read. My definition of soulmate and twin flame seem to be radically different from everything else I am seeing because my head was turned around on the subject by spiritual teacher, YouTube channel owner, Hay House author Matt Kahn. I did a video as a preface to these contract reads. First thing in the description box, it's about 12-13 minutes, just giving you the Wicked Reader's Digest version of how I am defining soulmates. There are plenty of links underneath that as well, and one from Matt Kahn himself called Soul Contracts, Twin Flames, and Soulmates Redefined. I think you'll like it. It's not as toxic as some of the other ones that I've seen, which are very third and fourth dimensional, based in the illusion of separation. Matt's new definition, which I have adopted as my own, is very much fifth dimensional unity consciousness, because if we're all one, how can we be separate, right, from anybody? It just appears that way, right? So the foundation of a soulmate contract, I will say, is that you help each other heal. You have hundreds, if not thousands, of soulmates every lifetime, but we are looking at the romantic ones. Those are the ones that are causing us the most angst, right, myself included, in terms of where are they already. And right now I've got like 4 or 5 different men in my life that could really fulfill that role. I'm very clear about what I want. I know my worth. I talk about that in the shorter video that I did a couple of days ago. So I hope you get what you need out of this. That's certainly my goal. So a couple of things, standard, it's a general read, blah, 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 you know the rest. The other is both feet on the floor. If you can, focus on your breath, if you will. I will do the same to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace that I can from my pantheons of the divine that I work with day in, day out, even while I'm asleep, while I'm at work with them. And of course, all the decks I read are always in the bottom of the description box with links. You can check them out, as well as other cool stuff, workshops that I've done on Vimeo that you can get. I marked down a bunch of them because some of them were done in like 2016, 2017, 2018. So if you want to get those, and they're unlimited views. Once you buy it, you get to watch it until I either leave Vimeo, which I don't think is happening anytime soon, or Vimeo shuts down, which I don't think is happening anytime soon. And yeah, let's get up in this gig, shall we? Please take a nice deep breath. I'm going to start with the Caroline Mace archetype deck. To get the 8th chakra archetypes for you, you will be on this side, so you don't have to figure out that masculine, feminine, divine thing. If you want to, you certainly can. May flip-flop, because here's going to be your happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, romantic soulmate partner in potential, right? Everybody has free will, what they want to do. And then our center lane here will get the state of the contract itself. I was raised by a lawyer, so, you know, I'm pretty good at reading contracts at this point. So here we go. I call upon my collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of soulmate contract law, and the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. Give me the 8th chakra dynamic, please, for this Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying, romantic soulmate contract, timeless whenever they are supposed to see it, please. So we'll start with one for the Scorpio. Please leave it in my hand. One for their soulmate contract partner, at least this contract. They may certainly have more than one. I certainly do. And state of the contract, 8th chakra, please. Now, the reason why I do the 8th chakra thing is because it really is the home of the higher self, the home of the archetypes, mystical power, 3rd level of power, the symbolic, visionary intuition, and it affects everything underneath it, right? So it's sort of that overlighting archetype, the soul powers that you are helping each other heal, whether you know each other or not. Now, I don't know what these are yet. You do, because they are in the title. So let's see how brave you are for showing up. Well, I think Scorpions should dig this one. So you're coming up, if this is you, again, this could be your side, and if you're cross-watching, good luck to that. You figure it out as you go. You got the priest archetype, obviously a divine family archetype. Your soulmate partner, the athlete, they do not have to be a literal physical athlete, but it is a creative family archetype. And what's the state of the contract? The Messiah? Are you kidding me? The Messiah archetype? This is huge, and it's light and wicked toxic, and it's shadow, as all archetypes are. So this contract is serving humanity. All of them do, right? As the soulmates come together and actually make physical contact, that stage of that contract is complete and a whole new one begins, right? Even if you've danced before, and if you don't know each other, just keep healing you. That's in that shorty video that I did there, the short one. That's the fastest way to bring in a soulmate into physical form, is just keep healing you, because of the quantum entanglement of a soulmate contract that goes like that, I guess. As one of you heals, the other one heals. So when you come together, of course, you have shared experience, though the form may be different. So let's talk about the priest. Now, I would love for this to say priest, priestess. I didn't create the deck, right? Priest, priestess, I'm a witch. I was part of a coven. I'm wearing my degree cords, because even though I'm no longer affiliated with that coven, well, I set up that coven and I'm no longer affiliated with it. Never again the coven times. These are my symbolic connections to my gods, right? So I still can act as a priest or a high priest. Technically, I'm an elder in the larger pagan community anyway, retired, so to speak. But I see this as being a channel of divine energy. But the shadow attribute, especially what's going on up in Canada, I think we know the abuse of power that can go on here violates the trust of your spiritual community. Are you freaking kidding me? Churches are burning, I hear. Seduced by your own spiritual role. It's just no bueno. It's just not good. It's really not godly at all. But what is it? It's an abuse of power that I think anybody who has the priest or priestess archetype or reason, a season, or a lifetime has to experience the shadow side of it. We used to call it high priestess fever. Like once they got their second degree, it's like they became, I am the all-powerful, wicked witch of whatever. And it's a power surge that we have to, learn to alchemize from lead to gold. And, all archetypes are about power. This is about spiritual power. So now catch the light attribute, facilitates spiritual commitments, right? Did it for decades, serves as a channel of spiritual energy. So Reiki, Shmeiki, eggs and bakey, you're praying for people, right? Whatever that is, that priest, priestess archetype is pretty dominant in this, especially right next to the Messiah, but we'll get there. Let's talk about the athlete, because I do like talking about athletes, tall ones. The creative family archetype, so think of how an athlete creates like new limits for themselves to transcend, and bodybuilders and creating their skill, right? Repetition is the mother of skill. Thank you, Tony Robbins. Gee, he's tall. The shadow attribute, misuse of athletic ability for selfish ends. We've seen it. We've seen it. We've seen what goes on behind closed doors that are no longer behind closed doors in certain athletic fields. But false sense of invulnerability and entitlement. I mean, come on. It's very, very shadowy, even if you are an athlete in some creative endeavor. I have the athlete archetype. I'm a dancer. I was trained as a dancer for decades. But for me, it pairs with my artist archetype. So when I am writing a book, when I am doing these readings, anything that is a part of my creative expression, I get like an athlete. I train like every morning before I hit record. There's Wim Hof breathing and Course in Miracles and prayer and yoga and all this stuff. And that's my warming up to do this, right? So I get this in its light, dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps, right? So handicap in any way, shape, or form, development of personal willpower and strength of spirit. So definitely feeling a through line of spirit here, but that strength of spirit, calling upon the power of your soul and your higher self to keep going. The contract itself, where you both are right now, so this is like where both of you are in the shadow, exaggerated belief that you are the only means through which a cause can succeed. So you might both be feeling it's up to me, and if I don't do it, it's not going to get done. And you're both dealing with that shadow. The light attributes serving humanity with humility. And let me plug my book, Words of Grace. The grace of humility is my saving grace. It literally begins and ends my book, Words of Grace, now on Kindle, $9.99, cheaper than a pack of cigarettes. Links in the description box. But humility, to me, I call the maiden grace. There's the maiden grace, the mother grace, the crone grace, humility, hope, and endurance. Grant me the maiden grace to know that I do not know when I do not know, but I am willing to be shown the truth. And I would add to that, no matter what the outcome is. Right? To really see clearly. So to serve with humanity, that you may not see how this soul contract is serving humanity, but that's why this idea that it's only I can do this is not true. The divine is totally at work in this soul contract, as it is in all of them, but this one has it has a planetary thing. One of the videos I did last year, I live streamed on YouTube. It's in the description box. It's about like soulmates, twin flames, something about planetary healing. Because like I said, as the soulmates come together, it's grounding that soulmate love into the grid, heaven on earth, the New Jerusalem, whatever you want to call it. I call it Elysia on earth. Earth Elysia. Yes. Okay, let's start building upon this. That's 8th chakra, right? Now we're going to do heart, throat, third eye, crown. For all three, you, them, both of you, please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon my goddesses of water and the sign of Scorpio, cards just jumping and clashing into each other. Please, what is the heart, throat, third eye, crown dynamic in this Scorpio collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign? Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying, romantic, soulmate, contract, symbiotic, sympathetic, probably empathic with what I'm kind of feeling here on the table and in my hands. So what's going on? Heart, throat, third eye, crown, internal dynamic, the divine feminine aspect of this priest, priestess archetype. Same please for their partner, the athlete, and for the state of the contract, what they're both sort of going through psychologically, emotionally, in terms of their choices, decisions, their mental power, and their spiritual power, which seems very highlighted. Well, how lovely. Oh, how interesting. Oh, how delightful. You got a lovely soulmate contract read so far. I mean, only 6 cards out of 19 on the table, but let's do this. So again, if you are identifying my Scorpios as the priest, priestess, here you've got the victory card in the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. Now, the 6 of flames, this is the 7 of flames. I know we think defensiveness and all of that, but it's different. Fiona Morgan, I love her interpretations, and the artwork here is just so beautiful. 6 of flames, what we usually think 6 of wands is the victory card. She makes the 7th card of victory, which is certainly about standing your ground. Literally, it says victory on it. But these are 3 women riding 3 horses, fire in their hands, and a lightning bolt. That would be the 7th flame there. Galloping on cooling lava that's moving in the same direction they are, whether they know it or not, right? So you are making progress. You are making... that whatever healing you're doing, yeah, you may be a little unwilling to share your desires right now, and I can feel that they're showing me the 7 of wands there, right? Sort of standing your ground on this stuff. But if you are the Scorpio, chances are you're not letting on. There are things that you want to do, and with this athlete, one would think. So let's look at this athlete, because they've got the 6 of Cups and this reciprocal compassion, right? 6 of Cups, this might be somebody from your past, right? Traditional 6 of Cups, nostalgia, soul contract. We already know it's a soul contract read, but there is like a compassion for each other that flows back and forth. You must know each other. I mean, if it's somebody from the past, you have to know each other, right? Or at least they know you. But a very strong empathic bond. I feel like the priestess here has a lot of passion for the athlete, and the athlete has a lot of love and compassion. Like, forgiveness might come easy, particularly if this person, if the partner here is athletic in terms of their own emotions, right? In terms of their ability to forgive. There is no healing or peace without forgiveness, but the version of forgiveness we are taught in this world, based on 3rd and 4th dimensional awareness, 5th dimensional unity awareness, is that as I forgive, all are forgiven. because the child of the divine cannot sin in a quantum hologram called life on planet Earth. And I think that has a lot to do with how this soul contract with the Messiah, if you can stay in your humility, you're both getting downloads. Ace of Blades, right? Ace of Blades. This is the Pythia, the Oracle of Delphi, who was huffing gas out of a crack in the rocks, ethylene gas, now they find out, and somebody to transcribe it and somebody to translate it, right? So she's right, doing all of that, the Pythia. So great truth coming in here for both of you, and it feels very high vibe. So that's why, if you can keep that grace of humility, grant me the grace of humility to know that I do not know the great plan of how this is serving humanity. I have no idea, but I'm willing to be shown, and I'm willing to see the truth, no matter what, right? No matter what it may imply. Now, I'm getting just words from Carolyn Mace here. People want to try and control the level of truth. They can get it up here, but will they incarnate it, right? Because they want to control the speed at which their life changes, and you really can't. It's a video game. If you go this way, another version of you goes that way, so to speak, in the quantum timey-wimey string theory of it all, whatever you want to call that, probabilities. So to be willing and open to receiving the truth, this could very much be a true love contract as well. To me, there's a difference between twin flames, soulmates, and true loves. I think there are just vids that I did on that as well. What's this look like on the outside, right? We got 8th chakra, heart, throat, third eye, crown. Let's get the root, sacrum, solar plexus dynamics of this, the physical world, right? The literal physical world, or at least stuff affecting the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd chakra. Please take a nice deep breath. Well, something very relaxing and calm. Please, my gods of water and the signs of Scorpio, Poseidon and Hades, please, the river Styx and the land beyond it. What's going on here in the physical aspect, either from the outside looking in at this contract or from their eyes looking out into the physical world here in this Scorpio collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, probably very sexual with that athlete archetype, soulmate contract. We got the Scorpio, we think, on this side with the priest in the 8th, 7 of flames, victory on the inner. Let's see what's on the outer there for the partner here. Unless this is the Scorpio, we've got the athlete in the 8th, 6 of cups, compassion, mutual, reciprocal compassion. What's that look like on the outside? And state of the contract, the Messiah archetype of all things, with the Sybil, who really would be channeling the information, right? Going into trance, huffing some gas, right? Out of a crack in a temple. Like, well, and interesting, she's a priestess. The priestess of Pythia, originally of the goddess Python, but then Apollo after, well, it's a messy myth. So please, what does this look like on the outside, please, my gods of water and the sign of Scorpio? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. 3. You got the Hanged Man. So yeah, this idea of sacrifice and surrender, usually of a point of view. You are galloping forward, but it's like you're hanging out, seeing things differently, probably because you're bringing through, if you're in the light here, so to speak, in the light archetype, you're really bringing through clarity, guidance, grace, and a big contribution to open up to that Ace of Swords for this contract for both of you. Now, I will say, the vibe that I get off this is like, let's see what happens. Let's hang out. I wouldn't call it a putting on of the brakes, but I would say really seeing things from different points of view. Perhaps one that is really spiritually inspired. You know, as much as this is Prometheus bound, right? Prometheus, one of the titans who stole fire to give to humanity so that they could live independently of the gods. The gods did not like that, obviously. Chained him to a rock in Tartarus, and a vulture came and pecked out his liver every day, and it grew back by morning and peck at it again. It's a pecking order. It happens same time every day. Very, very, very Virgo, very, very in order. But the one that really comes to me with this one is Odin. I mean, I trained in Norse and Celtic and all of that. I'm a Hellenic at heart, right? But I have all that DNA. I've got like Celtic DNA and German DNA, but I also got a nice chunk of Italian. God, that DNA is in between the hips and knees. You know what I mean? You know, plucked out his eye. Hung upside down on the world tree Yggdrasil, and received the runes, right, the visions of the runes, as well as many other gifts, right, but that was the price he had to pay. So whatever's going on in your outside world here, it seems like it's set up so that this internal victory, you can take it and really see things, or perhaps it's the other way around, because of a timeout, because of a sacrificing of your own ideas, right? Maybe I have illusions. Maybe I'm not seeing this correctly, but I'm willing to be shown the truth, that grace of humility there, that it really does give you this forward momentum, this galloping victory, yet perhaps a bit guarded. See, because what they got over here, right, this athlete in the 8th, 6 of Cups, lovey-dovey, compassion, soulmate, someone from the past, blah, blah, blah. They got the 8 of Pentacles. The work is already being put in. I feel like this is someone who is rebuilding something in their life, maybe not necessarily starting over from scratch, but is in that place of momentum, creating their own stability, their own strength, because next would be what? The 9 of Pentacles. They who have for themselves. God bless the child who's got his own. Who's got his own. But this is very much a compassionate thing. I feel like if you were to look at this person from the outside, from the hangman point of view, you'd say, they're almost there. They're almost ready. They're almost there. And I feel that's true. Yes, they could certainly be focusing on their work. Why wouldn't they? Who isn't? Focusing on their coin. I mean, you kind of sort of have to. But I don't get that that's really the energy on this card. The energy on this card is that, yeah, they're also working on themselves. And they're doing their emotional balance and healing. There's that cough. I haven't been coughing all day. It's a little humid. It's about to pour rain here in Holbrook, New York. But the thing is they have stuff they want to say, and it might be that they're building up their foundation in order to say it, because I think you're both being struck with the truth here. And why do I know that? Why would I know that? Because the Messiah in the 8th, wow, Ace of Blades, the Pythia, bringing through prophecy. Now look, the Pythia wasn't just a reader. Prophecy. Like, she didn't do personal love reads. She really didn't. Kings. In a time of gods, warlords, and kings. Yeah, I've been watching Xena clips on YouTube, cracking me up left, right, and center. Don't you miss Aries? I do. Oh, bless his heart, bless his soul. Because what do you got here? You got the King of Swords, the Libra card. And that's what I love about a Mythic Tarot. She puts right on the card the zodiac symbol. Now, this doesn't mean that you're both suddenly Libras. No, no, no. From the outside looking in, this is about 7th house dynamic, marriage, partnerships, balance, fairness, right? Dealing with the shadow self. I love Carolyn Mace's book, Sacred Contracts. It's where these archetype cards are based from. Her website's amazing, myss.com. Because the 7th house, she says, yes, partnerships, marriage, right? The two sides of the scale, but also the shadow self, the stuff that we do not deal with in our own repressed emotions, memories, unhealed business, stuff written into this lifetime before we ever incarnated that the soul would grow through and develop. And that absolutely affects every single one of our relationships, including our relationships with money and power, right? So there is this thing of humility. If you know that you don't know, but are willing to be shown, if you can bring yourself into that fair mental balance, one of you does it, the other one will come along. I feel like you're both doing this simultaneously, though, because you're both getting your own downloads on this, even though they may not use that language, right? Their own insights, their own visions, little pieces of prophecy, little previews of the quantum path ahead for you both. Let's keep going. Whispers of Love Oracle. The party turnter. They haven't been that party turnty this time around, except for maybe 1 or 2 readings. The voices of the higher selves for all involved. Now, I don't feel like there's anybody else in here except the 2 of you, right? Not really getting that vibe. So let's see what's going on. Breathe. As I call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above only, please, like there's any other kind of higher self. 3 cards in clarity. What is the whisper of love? The pieces of information, inspiration, and insight most needed in this Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, romantic, soulmate, contract. What do you got? What's the whisper of love for the priest archetype in the 8th, 7 of flames on the inner, hangman on the outer? Be glad to do those face down. Just going to move those up a little bit. Okay. For this partner with the athlete in the 8th, 6 of cups on the inner, 8 of pentacles on the outer, please. What's their whisper of love? And for the contract itself, state of the contract, Messiah archetype in the 8th, 1 of blades, the Sybil, new truth coming in on the inner, which is why I don't feel like it's an outer thing, obviously. But from the outside looking in, they have got the King of Swords, that fairness, that balance, and that partnership in their marriage. A very, very strong bond here. And whether it actually becomes a marriage, literal or not, is not indicated here, but let's see. What's the whisper of love for the contract itself? Don't you want to know what it is? 1, 2, and 3. Wait till you hear this. All right, so if you are the Scorpio here, priest, victory, hanged man, speak the language of love. What is that, Italian, French and Spanish, the romance languages? Loving words have the power to change someone's life, including your own. I would highly recommend, if you are still in this hangman mode, that you do that for you first, right? Really heal you, because there's great victory here for you. Love that. Love that rolling fire and passion pulling you forward here. Fan those flames of fire with words, element of air, of love, right? And then I gotta say, when you communicate with them, when you see what the other cards are, it will be authentic, and that's a big part of this is authenticity. You'll see why. For the athlete, the partner here, athlete in the 8th, right? The love here is strong. It's strong. It's a 6, but it's balanced. It's very compassionate and understanding. And with this 8 of Pentacles on the outer, they're doing their work because they're going to focus on love. Look at the good attributes in each and every person in your life, obviously including you here. So they're really, like, I want to say spiritual athlete or like healing athlete, and they've had some, physical setbacks here, maybe some handicaps, physical or non-physical, but they're really overcoming that by focusing on love for every person in their lives. But I would say, if this is you as well, right? Focus on your own good attributes. And for the state of the contract, wait till you hear this. The Messiah in the 8th, Sybil, hold your water, hold your element of air, Sybil, and this fairness, this balance, this Libra, 7th house energy on the outer. Well, you've got to be authentic to who you are. It's not fair otherwise. That's that Libra thing. You both have to come clean. You both have to put your cards on the table and be authentic to who you are. You're asked to be real and true pertaining to who you are and how you feel. So no more holding back. And you're Scorpios, you're well known for withholding emotional truth. My older brother Matthew is a Scorpio. I have an older stepbrother, stepsister, blood brother, me, right? So a lot of shit rolled downhill, and that's what made me more of an empath, to kind of feel what was really going on. Took me decades to trust it and to monetize it. Reader, empath, womp womp. Okay. Wow, be authentic. I mean, you guys really have to be truthful about how you feel for one another, because the love is strong. Speak the language of love, focus on love. Granted, it's the whispers of love oracle. It's not the whispers of angst. We're all gonna laugh at you. If you can carry that tune, please take a nice deep breath. I'm pretty sure that, I'm absolutely positive. I have a cadre, a cabal of spirit guides that I call the Shecky Collective, and they're all the dead comics and writers, and I've got some of the best in there. I don't even want to know who that was from. Probably Carrie Fisher, who I love and adore. She's a goddess. All right, let's get your healing mantra cards, and I will say these work very holographically. Whatever they are, use them. No matter what side you are, use them, because you're helping each other heal. And particularly for the priest or priestess, very perhaps acquainted with the idea of prayer through mantra or mantra through prayer. Please take a nice deep breath. Okay. All right. I call upon okay, something's going on in the right eye. There's nothing poking it. Yeah, the divine masculine is starting to really see things clearly past some irritations and some distractions in their eye. That's what they're doing the work on there, trying to keep themselves grounded. I get it. Please, my ascended masters of soulmate contract law. What do you got for them? What is their perfect healing mantras here? In this Scorpio collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, romantic, sexual, satisfying, symbiotic, sympathetic, soulmate contract here. We've got the priest archetype, 7 of flames, victory on the inner, hangman on the outer, speak the language of love from their higher selves and the higher selves of all involved. We've got the athlete in the 8th, 6 of cups on the inner, 8 of Pentacles on the outer, focus on love from the higher selves, and state of the contract, Messiah in the 8th, 1 of Blades, the Sibyl, the Pythia, the Prophetess, new truth coming in and balance with that King of Swords on the outer. Be authentic to who you are, really being very clear the message here. What's their healing mantra? Let's see. Oh boy, I like this. Now I get why you're in the hangman. Soothing impatience, there's nothing to do but wait. Right? So you might as well hang out, speak the language of love, whether it's through prayer, whether it's through mantra, whether it's to yourself, whether it's to them, or whether it's to your soulmate contracts in general, right? Everybody, right? There's nothing to do but wait. There's nothing to do but wait, which means you're being given the opportunity to rest, to perhaps reevaluate, but perhaps to learn that language of love in a new way for you. Yeah, I get it with the sacrifice. You have to sacrifice your impatience, or at least soothe it, because you're seeing things differently now. And I feel like the language of love, that stuff that comes purely from the heart up into the throat and out, will be such a blessing upon you, as you are a channel of spiritual energy here. What do they got? They've got invoking realization. Each breath confirms how awake I am. This is about being awake in the present moment, in the here and now. Tuned in, tapped in, turned on. Now the word awake means something different now than it did, let's just say back in the 60s. Now it's about being woke. But what we're talking about here is being awake spiritually, right? Being present, not necessarily no thought, but whenever you are conscious of your breath, you're here now. You can't focus on your breath anywhere else but here and now. And I got, come on up, Melky. Do you want to come sit with us? Come on, here, there's room over here too. You know, I'm getting headbutts and tail tickles on my calves down there. Hey, sweetheart, come lay down, lay down. They're so good, my boys. Like knocking my feet around. Come on. Come on. Come entertain the people. No, he's a Taurus. Why bother? So yeah, invoking self-realization. Focus on love. Focus on your breath. Breathe into your heart if you're, on this side identifying as the athlete here. There's that cough on that side. It's like they need to cough something up here. They need to spit something out. But it would make sense. Focus on love, right? The decision, the choice going on here. And what do you got for both of you here? Grounding my energy. It's safe to be in my body, which says that it is safe to be authentic. I just gotta wonder if this is same gender, transgender, racial difference, religious difference, something like that, where both of you really need to know that it is safe to ground your energy, that it's safe to be in your body and be authentic, because that's the only way this is going to play out fairly, right? Even if you're only authentic to each other for a while. Right, you know how it happens when people come together, or if they've been apart and they come together, they sort of cocoon for a little while. They sort of withdraw from the world. Then really reveal that to yourselves, because nobody else needs to know your business. You're a Scorpio. Hey, I'm a Virgo. Nobody else needs to know my business. That doesn't mean I can't put out when and what I want to put out. I put out. You didn't mean it that way, but you're a Scorpio. You're feeling me. You feeling me? All right, there he is. Hi, Booger. I don't know if you can see him. Come here. Come here, my beautiful one. Would you come up? What, you want to knock over the tripod? Yeah, hi. My little bullheaded Doris boy there. You can see his tail. Maybe. Give me this tail. Give me this tail. I'm going to nibble those little ear tips off. He's so cute. You know, I live alone, but I don't really, because I have my 3 Lyrian guards with me all the time. I do not call them familiars. Familiars are things. I don't call them pets. They're not pets. They're my sons. My 3 sons. Fred McMurray White, courtesy telephone. Shall we? Lovers Oracle. The lovers of all pantheons. Now think about that. How many different pantheons are there? And I just don't mean gods and goddesses. I mean the pantheons of the angels and the archangels and the thrones and the powers and the dominions and all that, right? Please take a nice deep breath. Whispers of Love Oracle, Tony Carmine Salerno. Why am I leaning back? Let's find out. Here we go. My pantheons of lovers throughout time and space and lineage and culture. Please, I need 3. Lovers Oracle cards, please clarify what's going on for this priest archetype and this athlete archetype in a Messiah contract, in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, sexual, satisfying, soul mate contract, please, for the priest in the 8th chakra, for the athlete in the 8th chakra, and finally for the state of the contract, the Messiah. Well, there are couples in all 3. A couple there, a couple there, and a couple there. And someone's getting her neck kissed. Let's find out. All right. So again, priest, victory, hanged man, language of love, nothing to do but wait. Let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims. It simply allows and gives. So there's nothing to do but wait. Take your space, give your space. It's just part of the rhythm, like a beating of the heart, right? Together and apart, and together and apart. But it doesn't have to be in a torturous way. If you get that, of course there's closeness between you. But the space, don't claim each other that way. You are mine. That's not love. That's codependency, right? That's being owned. Never again, the owning times. For the athlete in the 8th, 6 of Cups on the inner, 8 of Pentacles on the outer, focusing on love, invoking self-realization every breath, confirming how awake they are. Forgiveness. Forgiveness. Stop focusing your energy on past events, for life is too precious to waste. You create your reality by what you think, dream, and imagine, and I would add to that, your psychological reality. Look, you can visualize that you're, I don't know, Jessica Rabbit every hour of every day. It doesn't mean suddenly you're going to become an animated figure in human form, right? So that's why you create your own reality. People have taken that to a real toxic, ego-based extreme. Very narcissistic. Well, I want the world. Very Veruca Salt, and I mean the movie, the musical, not the band, although the C there is neither big nor small. So forgiveness, it feels like that is that compassion they are giving to themselves if they have had a rough time of it, focusing on love. And certainly that indicates if there was a brouhaha between the two of you, they're moving in to this place of forgiveness. And I don't know if I said it in this reading or the one before, but there is no healing without forgiveness. There is no peace without forgiveness, and there's certainly no happiness without it, but it depends on the version of forgiveness you learned. A lot of the forgiveness stuff that we've learned over this millennia, if you want to go there, is very third and fourth dimensionally based on Newtonian physics, the illusion of separation, where really the quantum version of it, true forgiveness, is that there's nothing ultimately to forgive. We're immortal souls in bodies playing roles like a video game. Like, do you go back and apologize to all of the the people, like particularly if you're RPG role playing games? Do you like go, sorry, I stole your stuff, man? No need for forgiveness. You know, you're playing a game. It's part of the game. There may be arguments, right? But at the end of the day, it's not really real. Some would say, particularly the Buddhists, etc., that this world is not real, and I'm along with that. Well, the Messiah and the eighth, the Sibyl on the inner, the King of Swords on the outer. Be authentic who you are, ground your energy. Why? Because passion. It was my favorite Bartles and James back in the day. A magnetic and seductive quality surrounds you at present. Enjoy it. Yeah, you guys are getting your stuff touched, and it feels like you're going to get your stuff touched, but somehow that serves a greater plan. Now, look, if you guys are into Tantra, one of you, both of you, whatever, if not, I would look into it. There's a definitely sacred divine energy channeling thing, and I feel like this athlete has the infrastructure to handle it. Not everybody can. I mean, tantric practice, I've studied Tantra and Western sex magic. A lot of it is solo work because you have to build up your nervous system, your chakras and all of that to be able to withstand high voltage. I mean, I've given myself migraines because it gets stuck in the throat chakra, right? Just claw me in the back of the head. But also that's part of the healing process itself. Last, a card down, the new deck that I got from Lucy Cavendish. Oh my, she's so good. I've been using, I got these up in Saratoga Father's Day. I went up to visit my family in Saratoga Springs. Magic Moon, I'll plug her every time. I love Veronica and the staff there. They're like my family, with my family, away from home, whatever. So I got this there, and no regrets. Loving it big time. The mystical Celtic blessing cards to enrich and empower. Blessed be. And I did an unboxing. That's in the description box below. So, rather than just limit this to just the Greeks or the Celts, I've consecrated this deck to all gods and goddesses, all pantheons, all cultures, even star seeds if you want to go there. Tinfoil hat territory, but to say that we're the only planet with life on it in the entire universe is not just narcissistic, it's just stupid. Breathe. Comment if you know that little tune. Here we go. Really enjoying the vibe of this read, and why wouldn't I have that passion? You're staring at that card. They ain't staring at me. She's staring up, and he's staring at her jugular. Okay. Gods and goddesses of all pantheons, what is the blessing that you place upon this Scorpio collective sun, moon, rising Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying, soul mate contract, particularly that sexual romantic part, is very heavy. Well, heavy in a good way, right? Strong, I should say here. So what is the blessing you have placed upon this contract for their well-being and for the well-being of all? Oh, a blessing on your health, dear. Aye, a blessing on your health. I'm just sliding all over the British Isles, I'm well aware. I just took too many speech classes in high school and college. A blessing on your health, card number 9. Now, she got a dragon behind her, right? What has she got in her hands there? Oh, it looks like she's got a little cup or potion of something. I like what she's wearing, too. A little Christmassy for me, red and green. Oh, let's say Yule. Let's not piss off the pagans. Not that that's not sometimes the easiest thing to do, depending. Let me read this to you, but I'm going to read this to you with actual reverence, and I do need this because the first part of it is in microscopic italics. Thank you, Blue Angel Publishing. So please, I got my degree chords on, right? I got my blessing chords. Please take a nice deep breath. Card number 9. A blessing on your health. A blessing to inspire the blossoming of great good health within your life. May you, friend, be blessed with a rising of your own personal vitality. May life force flow into every cell of your body, inhabiting each fully with the desire for life and the yearning for the full feeling of all that is here for you to experience, because it's safe to be in your body. May the cells in the blood sing their song with joy at being here, and may your bones be strong and whole, densely knitted in the joints to keep you upright, ever moving into the next step, a dance of love for the feeling of the world. May the muscles take shape and move with you, move with your form, and may there be flexibility and the great gift of movement for you. May your organs do their holy work. And may the health of the mind, curious yet peaceful, awakened yet rested, be yours. May the energy that belongs to the hail be yours. Right? May the energy that belongs to the hail, H-A-L-E, be yours. Appleman? Doubt it. And may your every footstep bring a little more vitality, a little more joy in movement, a little more of a blessing to simply be here and in such good health. May you know peace within the temple of the body. May a revival of energy be yours, like that of spring after winter, so you have a spirit shining with good health, the energy all about you radiant, an auric field filled with wellness, a field of energy you can drink from and renew yourself each day and night of this lifetime. May the blessings of good health and joy in your body be yours, and should it be challenged, may you rise and meet that challenge with courage and security in the wisdom of your blood and bones, flesh and energy field, and may all that brings you back to wellness come to you again and again. Blessed be. You guys are healing each other physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. I get you're probably not together right now, but oh, you're gonna. This passion, magnetic and seductive quality surrounds both of you at present. Enjoy it. Ground your energy. I think that's so pivotal for what you're both going through. And believe me, if there are physical illnesses, physical ailments, chronic conditions here, there's nothing quite like a soulmate contract, because here's how it works. Let's say you're the priest on this side, priestess, you heal something emotionally, see things differently. Quantum thing, it's healed in them, and that's the very thing that needed to heal to shift some physical condition for them. Doesn't mean you don't need to take your meds, doesn't mean that you're not supposed to go to doctors and all of that. Certainly do the allopathic along with the holistic, because I'm from New York, we just got to play it that way. But there's a blessing upon not just the physical health, but the health of this entire contract, because you're helping each other heal, and how could that not serve all of humanity? Just stop asking how and just go with it. It will be revealed to you when you need. Let me give you my blessing. Please take a nice deep breath. My collective pantheons of the divine, please may the Scorpio collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, romantic, soulmate contract be blessed with all that it needs, that they may facilitate the spiritual commitments between them, serving as channels of spiritual energy, with dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps, development of personal willpower and strength of spirit as they serve humanity with humility. And this priestess really feeling that victory, that seven of flames galloping within them while they hang out, while they see things differently, while they let go of that which no longer serves, learning to speak that language of love, perhaps ready to speak that language of love, but making sure they say it to themselves, because loving words have the power to change someone's life, including their own, while they soothe their impatience, because there's nothing to do but letting there be closeness between them, but always giving each other space, because love never claims. It simply allows and gives, which is certainly an aspect of unconditional love. And for this athlete, with this emotional balance and healing within them, that mutual compassion for themselves and for their partner here, doing the work, really getting through it, head down, doing what they need to do in the world, and certainly doing the emotional work, one would sense there as well, as they focus on love, looking at the positive qualities with every person in their lives, including themselves, because if they stay in the present moment, they're invoking their own self-realization, realizing the truth of who they are, each breath confirming how awake they are, so that forgiveness, it may not be easy, but it does become more simple, that they stop focusing on past events, for life is too precious to waste, and they create their internal reality and how they perceive their reality by what they think, dream, and imagine. So in this Messiah stage of their contract, they may receive the truth from the divine directly, like the Pythia, like an oracle, like a priestess, like a prophet, seeing how to bring that into balance and be fair in this contract in a way that blesses everyone involved, being authentic who they are, not necessarily lacerating anyone with truth, but being fair in how they are authentic, revealing themselves as they go, grounding their energy, because at least when the two of them together, it is safe to be in their body, and there is great passion to be had here. A magnetic and seductive quality surrounds them both at present, and they should enjoy it, because ultimately whatever comes of this in this stage of it, there is a blessing on their health collectively, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, such a high mystical spiritual vibration here in this contract that serves humanity. So as they heal, we will all be healed, and so may they be blessed with all that they need to come together and get into this next very, very critical for the world and important stage for them in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract for my beloved Scorpios, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as I will it. So let it be done. So will it be. So it is. It's a good deal, guys. You liked it? Like it. You want more? Subscribe. You want to show a friend? Please do. Please comment, particularly on that priestess thing, right? If you're hanging out in the hangman, but you're feeling that victory inside of you, I know what that feels like. It's sort of like being like holding the charge, ready to discharge. We're waiting to exhale. Anyway, check out my book, Words of Grace. You want to book me for a reading? Easy enough. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Just drop me a DM. You can try my Gmail, drawingthecircle@gmail.com. But I gotta tell you, so much spam. I have to sort through it every day, and there are sometimes hundreds of them in there. So have at it if you want to book me a reading. I'm gonna be out on the road as of Saturday, this coming Saturday at the time of this reading. I already got my shot in the arm. It'll be 2 weeks. So I'm looking to get out there and teach and travel and all of that stuff, and maybe meet some of y'all face to face as the fates will it. Otherwise, wishing you all the very best and the very, very blessed in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract. My darlings, my scorps, hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.